Hi, everybody. This video is about something that I think everybody in this country is being captivated by, and that's the presidential race between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. The reason is there's so much at stake. You've got you've got Donald Trump, who's trying to bring jobs back to the United States, who's trying to encourage the United States to win again, who is not wanting the United States to be involved with any nefarious trade deals that have robbed us of all of our wealth. And he's trying to keep us from being overrun by illegal immigration and all this stuff. And he's just got everything going on. On the other hand, you got Hillary Clinton, who is anti-gun, anti-Second Amendment, and she's got a lot of liberal beliefs and a lot of liberal thinking and all this other stuff. And it's a huge, huge divide. I mean, you couldn't have two people that appear to be more different than one another. You got one over here is very loud, very entertaining, very boisterous, and then you got Hillary. Of course, she's got her own subtle ways of being uh, very controlling too. But it's a very interesting battle, and it's not only an interesting battle; it's captivated most of America, and I see it all the time. In fact, even when I'm going down the road, I see people standing there with Trump, "Make America Great Again." That's the other people say anti-Trump, build the wall or what? Don't build the wall or whatever it is. But the thing I'm interested in, and I'm not really too much into either candidate. I don't really have a dog in this fight, and I don't really care who wins, although I should. But there's obviously things about both of them I don't like. But at the end of the day, I see this as just a lot of theatrics, and I'll show you why I think it's a lot of theatrics. For two people that are so diametrically opposed to one another, and for two people that seem to be so much against each other, it wasn't too long ago, and they were pretty good buddies. In fact, let me show you a picture of the two of them here at Trump's wedding. This is his wedding. I think it was in 2005. But look at his face. Look at here's Hillary and here's Bill and here's his wife, and they all look like they're having a pretty good time. It doesn't look like somebody that calls Hillary a liar almost every time he speaks her name. I mean, and this is what is this? This is the Washington Post, and you can find a lot of stuff out there. In fact, I remember one time hearing one of Donald Trump's sons talk about Bill Clinton and what a great man he was and what a good guy he was and how he's such a friend of the family. So for these two people to be so opposed to one another at this point is really very artificial, given the fact that the long history between the two of them has been that they've been pretty good friends. And Donald Trump has always kind of been, in fact, he calls himself someone that always was with the insiders, that he was always with the establishment, that he gave money to him, that he supported him, and all this other stuff. Now, all of a sudden, he's the anti-government, anti-establishment, anti-guy, and he's playing this role to a T. And the people that are getting fooled is everybody that believes this. Everybody believes that there's this big void between the two of them is being played. And the only way you're not getting played is if you go out and you really look at the internet and see the history of these two people. These are friends. They're both from New York. They got along really well together. Trump supported Hillary. He gave her money, gave her foundations money. He did everything to be a Hillary friend. Now, all of a sudden, in the last year that he's decided to run for president, now he's anti-Hillary and he calls her a liar all the time and can't stand her and everything like that. And if that's the character that he's doing, then then he was basically the first part of all these years that he was not that, then he was probably being very phony. And I mean, that's kind of a scary thing too. I get a kick out of see. It says Jeb Bush tweets Trump Clinton conspiracy theory. Here's a look at the evidence. So here's Bush, who's the ultimate insider, saying that these two have conspired together as a Democratic conspiracy. First thing, I hate the word conspiracy. I don't believe in conspiracies. Anybody that does believe in conspiracies generally probably is not looking at all the evidence. I mean, I'm not saying people don't try to work out deals to help one another, but as far as this, somebody in the background that's pulling all the strings, and I don't buy into that. I used to listen to Alex Jones. I haven't listened to Alex Jones in a long time. I listen to the Young Turk Sink. I listen to all these people, and because I'm on the internet and I take a look at all this stuff, I think more than that, It was just a really, really, really good deal by Donald Trump. He made the deal of a lifetime. And I'll tell you why he made the deal of a lifetime. Because Trump, and here's another article. It's in, I want to bring this one out too because it's in Newsweek. This is very interesting because in Newsweek, here it shows Donald Trump playing golf with Bill Clinton. But right down here is something very interesting. It says, let me see if I can find it real quick. The Washington Post, 9 months ago, the Washington Post reported that on a private casual phone call last spring, Bill Clinton encouraged Trump to play a larger role in the Republican Party. That conversation reportedly took place in May 2015, a month after Hillary decided or declared her 2016 presidential bid, and just weeks before Trump announced his. So here he is, right before he announces his run for president. He's talking to Bill Clinton, and Clinton's saying, hey, Donald, you need to get involved with the Republican Party a little bit more. So this is the deal. Trump made the deal of a lifetime. And the way he made the deal of a lifetime is that he has decided to run for president. And I've heard him say many times, I don't need this. I got plenty of money. I got great businesses. I get along with my family. I don't need to run for president. I'm doing this because I want to help the American people. That's what he always says. But what he's really doing, in my opinion, is that he's running for president because he's going to look good no matter what. And he's going to look better if he loses. Mark Cuban said this. And I even though I'm not a big Mark Cuban fan, I do think that he sees this for what it really is. Because he used to be a big Trump guy, and now he's left Trump, and now he's saying a lot of, in fact, he was on one of these late night shows making fun of him. But what he says is Donald Trump really will win here if he loses, because Donald Trump will be the guy that went out and tried to speak for the American public, and he lost. And in the process of losing, he's going to look like a hero. And not only will look like a hero, his brand, which is really what his wealth is about. His wealth's not about a few buildings that are around the country. His wealth is his name and his brand, and putting his name on golf courses and buildings of which he may not even own, but he just sells his name. That's his wealth, his brand, his trademark, who he is. And that's what he's about. And this is going to build his brand bigger than ever. The fact that he ran for president and he stuck up for the little guy, the blue collar guy, the guy that's a coal miner, the guy that works at a factory, and that he tried to change America and all this big government stuff, and he tried to get rid of it, but he lost. And the reason why I think he is not going to win, and the reason I think this is just a way for him to help his good friend, who he's been good friends with forever, Hillary Clinton, win, is because he's running a campaign that no one could win. You cannot piss everybody off and win a national election. He's pissed off everybody, and he did it on his own accord. He did it trying to do it. He did it just trying to make everybody mad. When everybody talks about the ground game and what it takes to win something, and all the background people and all the little people and all the people that have the connections, they know what they're talking about. And when you burn all those bridges, and then you expect everybody to come to your aid, the Bushes of the world, the Cruzes of the world, the Rubios of the world, you expect all these people to come back and support you because they all have a similar belief system or platform as you do, and they all don't, because they feel like Ted Cruz, that you've alienated them enough that they can't even come back and support you. There's no way you can win. So at the end of the day, he looks like the great guy. He put all of his money, or put his money, into this campaign. He ran as hard as he could. He did everything he could. He fought for all the little guys out there, and he lost to this evil Hillary Clinton. But at the end of the day, he comes out, the guy smelling like a rose, because he has built his name bigger than ever, and he becomes the hero, and he doesn't have to be president. I don't think he really wants to be president. I don't think he's got the temperament for it. I don't think he's got the patience for it. I don't think he's got the ability to sit down and have, the guy that was his ghostwriter of his book says he's got a very short attention span. And I don't think he really is patient enough to deal with all the intricacies of being the president. And I don't think he really wants to, because he says that all the time. I don't need this. I don't need this. I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy doing, but I don't need this. So anyway, the grand illusion goes on. You got two candidates who are more friends than are enemies, but they're making it look like they're mortal enemies right now, that they cannot stand each other. But at the end of the day, they're pretty good buddies. And the other thing, the only people that are getting screwed out of all this are the American people that sit here and watch this theatrics and believe it. Because the greatest thing so far that we have is the ability for somebody like me to sit here and make a video like this, or anybody else to throw an opinion out and let people hear it and make their own minds. And also the ability of the internet to go and do some minor searches about the connection between Bill Clinton and Donald Trump, and see how far back this goes, and see how much there are similarities and how close they are and how much friendship there is there. The ability to go back and research that is really what we should be protective of, and that's what we should believe in, and that's what we should be the most secure about, not who's going to become president. I don't think there's going to be a lot of difference between the two of them, but I don't think Trump will be president. I don't even think there's a snowball's chance he's going to be president. I don't think a snowball chance in hell he's going to be president. I just don't think so. I just don't think so. I think he's running the wrong kind of game. I just don't, you just don't piss this many people off and think to come back and win something. It's just not going to happen. But anyway, I don't think he ever wanted to win. I think he really does want Hillary to win. I think that he's done this he made a good business deal, and a good business deal is he looks good, and at the end of the day, when he loses, he will be the guy that will be he will look like the good guy out of the whole lot. He'll look like the guy that really stuck up for the small guy. So anyway, that's all I have to say about this. I think it's very entertaining, very interesting. I love watching it. I love hearing what other people have to say. But at the end of the day, I don't think it makes a lot of difference. Thanks a lot.